Humans survive in Null Sea without shields. That sentence should not exist. I know because I was there when the impossible appeared. My name cannot be spoken in human mouths. The sound would break your teeth. Among my people, I was a fleet observer of the seventh expansion. My task was simple. Watch, record, predict. Humans ruined all three. The Null Sea stretched across 600 light-years of dead space. No stars, no planets, no radiation, no energy. Nothing lived there. Nothing could. Thousands of vessels had entered. None returned. The laws of reality were very clear. Then the human ship appeared. At first, we thought our sensors were damaged. The vessel drifted from darkness like a wound opening in space itself. No escort. No fleet markings we recognized. No active shields. The readings made no sense. The hull should have been melted. The crew should have been dead. The ship should not have existed. Yet there it was, moving, breathing, watching. I remember the silence on the command deck. Even our battle veterans stopped moving. One officer whispered a prayer. I laughed at him. Humans, I concluded, had simply discovered a new power source. That was my first mistake. We opened communication channels. No response. We scanned deeper. The life signs startled us. 212 humans remained aboard. Most showed signs of injury. Several were dying. Many should already have been dead. Yet all were alive. I studied the biological reports carefully. Broken bones. Massive radiation exposure. Organ damage. Severe blood loss. The human crew continued functioning. I assumed our scanners were malfunctioning. That was my second mistake. The vessel finally transmitted a message. Only 7 words. Need repairs. Coffee reserves critically low. The entire bridge stared at the screen. I thought it was a translation error. Surely they meant fuel, or oxygen, or medicine. No, the translation remained unchanged. Coffee. Their greatest concern after crossing a region that killed entire civilizations was coffee. I concluded humans possess a strange sense of humor. That was my third mistake. We granted docking permission. The vessel entered our station. I expected survivors crawling from wreckage. I expected desperation, fear, relief. Instead, the first human exited carrying a metal cup. Steam rose from it. The human smiled, then asked where he could find more coffee. My superior nearly fainted. The station erupted with curiosity. Scientists flooded the docking bay. Military analysts arrived. Medical teams prepared emergency treatment. The humans ignored everyone. Some laughed. Others argued over games. One group began singing. Several immediately searched for food. I recorded everything. Patterns revealed truth. That is how my species survives. And I quickly discovered pattern. Humans joke when they should panic. Humans smile when they should fear. Humans become louder when situations become worse. The closer they are to death, the less seriously they seem to take reality. I believed I understood them. That was my fourth mistake. 3 cycles later, an emergency signal arrived. A mining colony near the Vector border had vanished. 8,000 colonists. Gone. No survivors. No communications. Nothing. The Vector were ancient predators. Even mentioning their name disturbed most species. Entire sectors surrendered when Vector fleets appeared. I had seen worlds burn because of them. Our station immediately prepared defensive measures. The human crew volunteered to investigate. I assumed they misunderstood the threat. The Vector destroyed military armadas. The human vessel could barely hold itself together. Its hull still showed damage from the Null Sea. The request was denied. The humans went anyway, without authorization, without support, without fear. I watched their ship disappear into hyperspace. Every expert aboard predicted the same outcome. Death. Certain death. We were wrong. Again. 3 days later, another transmission arrived. The human captain appeared on screen. Behind him, alarms blared. Smoke filled the room. Blood covered one side of his face. He looked exhausted. He also appeared strangely happy. We found the colony. The transmission cut out. Nothing else. No coordinates. No explanation. Only that sentence. Then silence. Panic spread through the station. A rescue fleet launched immediately. I joined the mission. For the first time in my career, curiosity overpowered logic. The journey took 17 hours. We arrived expecting disaster. We found something far worse. The colony still existed, but it was changed. Entire mountains had been carved open. Cities burned. Orbiting defense platforms floated as wreckage. The scars of battle stretched across continents. Thousands were dead, yet thousands still lived. And at the center of it all sat the human ship. The vessel looked destroyed. Half its structure was missing. Sections still burned. Emergency lights flickered across the shattered hull. By every known law, it should have fallen apart. It remained operational. That terrified me. Then we found the Vecker, or what remained of them. Their fleet surrounded the colony. 21 warships. Every vessel crippled. Several completely destroyed. The survivors were retreating. Retreating. The word felt impossible. The Vecker never retreated. Ever. Something aboard that human vessel had frightened them. Something powerful enough to break a species that knew only conquest. I needed answers. We docked with the human ship. The interior resembled a nightmare. Walls torn apart. Exposed wiring. Pools of blood. Emergency bulkheads sealed entire sections. I stepped carefully through the wreckage. Then I heard laughter. Laughter. Inside a ship that looked ready to explode. Humans sat together near a damaged reactor chamber. Many wore bandages. Several should have been unconscious. One had lost an arm. They laughed anyway. I watched them in disbelief. The one-armed human noticed me. "Hey," he said cheerfully. "You should have seen the other guys." The group erupted with laughter. I could not understand it. Death surrounded them. Why laugh? Why smile? Why continue? My reports offered no answers. Then I met the captain. He stood alone near an observation port. His injuries were extensive. Medical scans suggested he required immediate treatment. Instead, he watched the stars. Quietly, thoughtfully. For the first time, I saw no smile. Only exhaustion. Only grief. "How did you stop them?" I asked. The captain stared into darkness. For several moments, he said nothing. Then he answered, "We didn't." I felt cold. The colony survived. The Vecker fled. The evidence contradicted his statement. Yet something in his voice disturbed me. Something was missing. Something was wrong. Before I could ask another question, every alarm aboard the ship activated simultaneously. Red lights flooded the corridor. Warning signals screamed through the vessel. Humans immediately sprang into motion. No panic. No confusion. Only action. I turned toward the nearest display. A single message flashed repeatedly across the screen. Unknown contact detected. Returning from Null Sea. Then every human face changed. The smiles vanished. The joke stopped. The laughter died. And for the first time since meeting humanity, I saw fear. The same fear spreading through every human aboard the ship. Whatever was coming out of the Null Sea. Even humans were afraid of it. Humans survived the Null Sea without shields. That sentence haunted me as the alarm screamed. Every human aboard the vessel moved with terrifying speed. Not panic. Preparation. That frightened me more. The captain's face had become stone. The exhausted grief was gone. Now there was only focus. I had seen warriors before. I had seen commanders before. This was different. This looked like a creature preparing to face its own extinction. The display flashed again. Unknown contact detected. Range closing. The bridge filled with voices. Short commands. Precise movements. No wasted words. I watched sensor data stream across the screens. At first, I thought the readings were corrupted. Again, a massive object was emerging from the Null Sea. Its size exceeded logic, exceeded engineering, exceeded sanity. The thing stretched thousands of kilometers. It looked less like a ship and more like a wound. Space twisted around it. Stars vanished near its surface. Light bent away. Several sensor operators began shaking. One vomited. I concluded the object was a weapon. That was another mistake. The captain stared at the readings. His jaw tightened. "How long?" he asked. 27 minutes. Silence followed. 27 minutes. The crew reacted as if they had been given 27 seconds. I couldn't understand why. Our combined fleets could destroy planets. The station behind us carried enough weapons to erase civilizations. Yet nobody discussed fighting. Nobody discussed victory. Only evacuation. That confused me. Then a transmission arrived. Not from the object. From Earth. The room became still. Every human immediately stopped talking. A woman appeared on the screen. Older, gray-haired, tired eyes. Authority radiated from her. I assumed she was military. That was another mistake. Later, I learned she had once been a schoolteacher. Humanity often hides its strongest leaders in unexpected places. "The breach is active," she said. No one replied. Every face darkened. "The evacuation has begun." The captain nodded. Nothing more. No speeches. No dramatic promises. Just acceptance. The transmission ended. I felt unease growing inside me. "What is that thing?" I asked. Nobody answered. The captain finally looked at me. For the first time, I saw genuine terror in human eyes. It followed us. The words meant nothing. Then they meant everything. A cold realization spread through me. The human ship, the impossible voyage, the damaged hull, the silence surrounding the mission, the Vecca retreat, the fear. They were connected. All of it. "You brought it here." The captain closed his eyes. "Yes." My blood turned cold. The impossible object continued approaching. Every sensor in the fleet struggled to analyze it. None succeeded. Reality itself seemed unable to understand what it was. Then another message arrived. This one from the Vecca, the predators who conquered worlds. The monsters feared by entire sectors. Their fleet commander appeared. I barely recognized him. He looked terrified. The Vecca never looked terrified. "Run." The transmission ended. Just one word. Run. A species that never surrendered. A species that never retreated. Begging us to flee. Dread settled across the fleet. The object emerged fully from the darkness. Then the deaths began. No weapons fired. No explosions. No attack. One cruiser simply disappeared. Gone. No debris. No energy signature. Nothing. 1,000 souls erased. Several more ships vanished moments later. The fleet broke formation. Chaos erupted. Captains shouted. Orders collided. Panic spread. I concluded humanity had doomed us all. That was my greatest mistake. The captain suddenly stood. "Prepare the beacon." Every human moved instantly. I frowned. A beacon? Against that thing? Madness. Pure madness. The damaged vessel accelerated, directly toward the nightmare. I could barely process what I was seeing. The human ship was tiny, insignificant, a grain of dust charging a cosmic storm. Then I noticed something strange. No escape pods launched. No evacuation attempts. No final messages. Nothing. The crew intended to stay aboard. Every one of them. Why? I demanded. The captain finally answered. His voice was quiet. "They need time." Who? He looked toward the stars. Everyone. The realization hit me. Not a battle. Not a mission. A sacrifice. The human vessel accelerated again, straight toward certain death. I finally understood the pattern, or so I thought. Humans joke near death. Humans laugh during disaster. Humans refuse surrender. Humans sacrifice themselves. That was the pattern. I was wrong. One last time. The beacon activated. A pulse surged across space. The nightmare stopped. For the first time. Stopped. Every sensor overloaded. Reality trembled. The massive object turned. Not toward us. Toward the human vessel. As if recognizing it. As if remembering it. Then something impossible happened. A signal emerged from a nightmare. Ancient. Broken. Weak. But unmistakably human. The bridge froze. The captain froze. Everyone froze. A voice echoed through every channel. Distorted. Distant. Lonely. "Please." Silence followed. Then another word. "Home." The captain staggered backward. Shock filled his face. The emotion was stronger than fear. Hope. I couldn't understand. The nightmare was not hunting them. It was calling them. The truth emerged piece by piece. Thousands of years earlier, before humanity joined the galaxy, explorers had entered the Null Sea. They never returned, or so humanity believed, but they had survived, changed, transformed by something beyond understanding. The thing approaching us was not an invader, not entirely. It was a lost human vessel, or what remained of one, humanity's oldest ghost. The captain whispered a single name. I did not know it. Every human aboard did. Several began crying. Others smiled, actual smiles, facing a cosmic horror. Again, the ancient voice returned, stronger this time. I found the way back. The nightmare drifted closer. Reality screamed around it. Stars vanished. Ships disappeared. Entire sections of space folded inward. It was killing us simply by existing. Yet the voice continued. Calm, hopeful, human. The captain made a decision. One command. No hesitation. Open a channel. Every officer stared. Sir, open it. The channel connected. Static filled the air. Then the captain spoke. 3 words. You came home. Silence followed. The nightmare stopped moving. The ancient voice answered. Finally, everything changed. The distortions collapsed. The disappearances stopped. Space stabilized. The impossible object began to dissolve. Not explode. Not die. Dissolve. Like a dream ending. Like a wound healing. Light spread across the stars. For a moment, I saw it clearly. A human vessel. Ancient beyond imagination. Broken. Lost. Alone. Trying to return home. Then it vanished. The danger ended. The nightmare was gone. The fleet survived. The station survived. The galaxy survived. And I stood there unable to speak. Because I finally understood what every civilization had misunderstood. The Vecker feared human violence. We feared human resilience. Both were wrong. The true horror of humanity is neither. Humans refuse to stop coming home. No distance is too far. No darkness too deep. No nightmare too terrible. Not even reality itself can convince them to stay lost. Years later, I still study humanity. I still fail to understand them. I probably always will. But I know one truth. The galaxy calls humans reckless. The galaxy calls humans dangerous. The galaxy calls humans insane. The galaxy is correct. Because humans survive the Null Sea without shields. And somewhere beyond the stars, I fear they are already coming back again. If this story amazed you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more epic HFY sci-fi adventures. What would you do if a human ship emerged from the Null Sea? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, the galaxy fears human weapons. The galaxy fears human courage. But what it should truly fear is a human trying to find the way home. See you in the next story.